Hey guys, how's it going? In this video, I want to talk to you all about online courses, right? And the most important things that you need to know about when creating an online course. Now, you might be thinking, or might have been doing for some time now, that you want to create your own online course because of the passive income. It makes you look like a professional, so the credibility that comes with it. But you just might need a bit of motivation or a bit of structure to it, and pricing, and how big does the course need to be. And what I wanted to share with you was 3 tips in how big your course should be, what it should be about, and pricing. And these are like 3 of the main sort of challenges that people have when it comes to creating an online course, right? So I just want to get stuck in and share with you the lessons that I learned when I started creating online courses, right? And how things changed for me when I did things in a certain way, right? And so I hope that this video is going to be of some good value for you, and by the end of it, I hope that you're fired up about creating your own online course and your own online business, of course, right? So let's get started. So when you are on the sort of market, as it is, for creating an online course, right? So if it's something that's new to you, or if you've done it before and it was it was like I don't know, like a catastrophic experience or something for you, right? Or it just did not go well and you just found it stressful, right? Then in this video, I'm going to share with you the first thing that I think will massively solve a lot of them headaches, right? Now, the first thing is all about what the course is about, right? So the first thing is solution, right? So what do you solve or answer, right? And it's as simple as that. What is your course? Why should somebody part with their cash in order to get your course, right? So if someone was to invest 200 and there's your course, they would look at that 200 that they're investing, and they would look at your course, and they would basically have a judgment in terms of, is this course worth my investment, right? And if the course is not worth that investment, then they just will not buy, right? But if you can show them that that course is worth more than what they're paying for, it's that value, perceived value that they're getting, is it worth more than what they're parting with, right? And that's what you need to solve, right? So you have to make sure that to solve or show them a very specific thing, right? So if you have a business, or if you're looking about creating your own business, then creating an online course, you want to do it on a topic that you're good at, or you're knowledgeable at, or that you can quickly research, right, and find out what it's all about. And you only necessarily need to be a few steps ahead of someone who's wanting to learn whatever you're teaching, because that's what they're paying for, right? And if they like you and you put your course out there, it'll sell. But what's the most important thing here is, what does it solve, or what does it answer, right? So what will this course do for your client, or for your buyers, right? So is it going to save them money? Is it going to show them how to do something, like teach them a new skill? Is it going to bring in more income, or is a very specialized thing around law, or is it something, I don't know, how to lose weight in a different way, or is it something that's going to help them in some way, right? To gain more income, to save more time, to become less stressful, whatever it is, whatever the pain point that your course is going to solve, that is the main thing, right? And that's the first thing you need to figure out. And if you're not there already, and this is what I mean when you're first starting out with the course, think about who you want to serve, so the people that you want to serve, and think about what their biggest problems are, and then create a course around one of them problems that you come up with, right? And you'll find that from a singular problem, you can create a course with different modules which will in the end solve that core problem for them, right? Which moves me nicely onto the second point, which is your course obviously is going to be made up of sections and lessons, right? So sections is like another word for modules. It just depends on what software you use or what kind of lingo that you use, like whatever kind of language or terminology that you use. But effectively, that's what it is. So let me give you an example. If somebody was to log onto your course and it looked something like this, so that was your on a website, right? So this would be the video of your course that someone's viewing, or that could be the main one. Then the way this would be broken down is section 1, section 2, section 3, 4, and so on, right? But here you would have each of these sections or modules, like I said, these would have a name, right? So when you visualize in your course, this is what it's going to look like, right? So you have one section, two section, 3, 4, however many you need, right? But the magic number here that I found is 5. You don't really need to do any more than 5, right? And each of these could be, so this could be when you're coming up with a solution, this could be the problem. So when you could do a brainstorming exercise and then come off with different points that are to do with that main problem, right? So these are small points or components that build up to this sort of problem, or things that can help solve that problem. And then basically it's literally like this, just to give you an idea of what it looks like, right? So essentially that's what we're doing. So you title that whatever that is, right? And you'd obviously do research online and see how people solve the problem, read up about it, and then under each of the sections you have lessons, and you only need to have, I'd say, about even 5 or 6 lessons is good if they're solid lessons in terms of each of the sections and modules. The lessons, you break down and talk through each of the main points. So you talk about what it is, that particular point, and how it fits in, and how it fits into the bigger picture, and how it's going to help you solve that problem. And so that will add some real structure to any course that you approach, yeah? So the first and second point there will really help you to add structure to any course that you create online. And like I said, this is like a framework that I follow as a minimum when I come to create an online course where possible. So if I get stuck for ideas, or if I know what I want to solve but I don't know how to go about it, using this framework allows me to fill out these headings, and it allows me to add value to my clients because I'm putting that effort in, right? And now the third and final thing is, a lot of people struggle with what is called the pricing side of it, right? So that means when you have got a course that's finished, but you've been thinking about adding a price onto it, but you've just not had any progress because you've thought, should I sell it for 37? Should I sell it for 200? Should I sell it for 500? Should I sell it for 1,000? What you want to do at this point is literally think about how much value, how much that would cost them normally mainstream. So if they would need to go to a gardener, they'd need to go to a psychiatrist if they've had some crazy problems, right? Or whatever size of problem it is, look at the alternative cost, if there is one, so like a market value thing, and if there's a cost on it, then put a number on it. So that might cost them 1,000, right, to get the same sort of result. But if they did it themselves, for example, by doing your course, then you could say that if that's perceived value is 1,000, and there's no reason why you can't ask like 197 or 100 or whatever you feel comfortable with at that point. But there's no reason to feel like, when you're working on margins like that, if there's a clear and obvious cost around that sort of figure, then people will pay 200 if they're certain about that it's going to help them. Now there's certain things, courses that have got so much value that they might save someone 10,000 or give them 10,000 worth of currency worth of value, right? So it's all perceived income, and if it's at that case, then you can say something like, well, the cost is 1,000, right? And you get the idea. It's just depends on what it is, and then you can trial it at that sort of price. So trial your price at 1,500 and see what sells the most. It might be that setup you might get more at 2,000 because you need less people or whatever, right? But it's all about experimenting. So I hope that's helped you, and I will see you in the next video, guys. And go ahead and create your own online course, because it is super cool and it is an awesome way of earning money online. So for the time being, guys, take care and all the best. Dream big and live full.